All right, welcome in everybody. I know you see a different background. I'm on the road. I'm in a hotel. This is a little bit different, but it doesn't matter. The show's got to keep going, especially when we have a champ in the house, a returning champ at that. Reagan Rutherford, how you doing, tonight?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We are excellent. We have not got to talk volleyball in a while. We got
Mm.
a few scheduled. You're the first one, so we've been really hammering baseball, gymnastics, softball. So it's good to have a change of pace, and it's also good for Daniel to be able to talk to you this time around. So he's kind of got an idea of your story, but we're going to reflect back on some of that and then talk about what's going on now. But before we do, got to break the ice. If you could go see any musician anywhere right now, who are you going to see? Where are you going to see them?
Alive right now?
Hmm.
Okay, I think I would see Usher. That's a good one. I really enjoyed his halftime performance. He's a great performer, and he's going on tour soon, so that one can be possible.
Yeah, and I'm imagining he's still got the whole mic thing that he does with the stand in his bag of tricks, his arsenal. So a live show with Usher probably very entertaining with his dance moves. All right, so you said alive. Does that mean you have somebody who's not alive you'd want to go see?
Oh yeah, I would want to see Michael Jackson for sure.
Absolutely. All
Yeah.
right. So there was a fun question on sports radio the other day. They were talking about who was the evil empire of college sports. For you, not who you dislike the most, who do you feel like is the school that like just everybody, wants to beat in everything?
In everything. Oh. Honestly, I would say Texas because they just have so many national championships and Olympians just like walking around campus, and it's cool to see them just like I'm sitting next to an Olympian in the cafeteria and like rowing. And so it's just like so random, but they do have so many amazing sports that compete at such high level. So
Yeah, no, I mean when it's labeled evil empire, it's not because you're bad people, it's because you win, right? And so,
yeah.
if you were going sports specific, right, for a long time, Nick Saban just stepped away, but like Alabama, right? Like if you're going, but like that's why I kind of threw it at you, like overall, who's a school? And Texas is a school that's good at everything. So I think that was a good answer. Wanted to talk to you. The Olympics are on deck. First of all, are you excited? Are you going to be tuning in?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All
Yes.
right. So
My
we know you like
former
volleyball. Which sport are you going to watch the most?
Oh, probably besides volleyball, gymnastics and track.
Absolutely.
They're
So,
always so fun to watch.
so okay. So you said track. So I know a lot about gymnastics. So I'm going to come talk to you about track for a second. Maybe you know a little bit more than I do. Tell me, does USA have a real chance at winning gold in track?
I think so. I just watched the Sprint documentary on Netflix, and I feel like I don't know, watching that made me feel like USA really had a good chance, but that was also just the sprinters. So besides that, I'm not that knowledgeable, but that's why I watch.
Yeah, now we're pretty knowledgeable in gymnastics, and between Simone and Suni and Hesley, yeah, me and Daniel feel pretty good. So if we can get track, we get some volleyball, we can get some gymnastics. We know we're gonna get basketball as long as they don't mess around. Feel pretty
Right.
good about USA.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
All right, well, enough of the Olympics. We got to get into your story. We got the first chapter, but now, like I said, we got Daniel here. We're gonna kind of break into it. Actually, I'm so thrown off by being here. I went to tell him to go do this next part, and I realized it was me. So let's go back to when me and you talked last time. ABCA All American, All SEC, national champion at Kentucky. Just reflecting back on your time there, what you were able to accomplish as an individual, as a team. Just how amazing was your time at Kentucky?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't trade my time at Kentucky for the world. Like I really enjoyed my 4 years there and I learned so much and they've helped me become an amazing person and amazing player. And they've just taught me so much that I'll use for the rest of my life. So being there, it was really helpful in my journey in life.
Yeah, no doubt. So Texas is the elite powerhouse. Maddie Skinner, one of your teammates, went there. So for you, you're from Texas, you have a friend there, are those two things that play into it, or What is the reason for you wanting to go to Texas, especially when you're coming? Obviously, Texas is the program, but you're coming from a really great program, obviously, one that wins the national championship in Kentucky. So, what's the reason for the move?
I think it was just time for me to try something new. Like I said, I had been there for 4 years, but I just wanted to experience something, especially with my fifth year. It's an opportunity to branch out and just kind of propel myself for my professional career. And with that, like Texas just provides so many opportunities and resources. And yeah, it was comfortable because I knew Maddie, but I wouldn't say that's the main reason. It just made it more comfortable of a transition, just knowing her, knowing her personality, and it helped that Maddie's a great person, and so she spoke so highly of the Texas department, and so that was really helpful for me in deciding. And yes, I'm from Texas, Houston, Texas, and it's always great being close to home. Like I've missed my family so much, and I see them every other weekend. Like they're 2 hours away from me, so just being able to connect with them on the weekends, and it's different like over the phone and in person. And it was
Two
hard.
hours away. What is Lexington from home?
16 hours.
Ooh,
Mm.
Yeah. But we never made that drive. But yeah, just being able to talk with them face to face has been a huge support. And so, yeah, that's what I would say my reasoning is just to grow my opportunities.
So let's talk a little bit about Texas. All right. Obviously, being from Texas, you know the saying, everything's bigger in Texas, right? So comparatively speaking, Lexington to Austin, campus size at Kentucky, campus size at Austin. Is it bigger in Texas? Is University of Texas bigger?
I mean, I don't know exactly the square footage, but yeah, it's pretty big campus. I would say they're both walking distance. Like you can definitely walk around campus. Actually, Lexington might be more spread out. So maybe not.
I mean, either way, they're still fitting the mantra. It's funny. I was watching Simone Biles documentary. We were talking about the Olympics. We were watching it, part one, and they were showing her in a gym just kind of practicing, messing around. And I asked my wife. I said, "Is that where is she? Is she USA training facility, or is she just somewhere back in Texas where she's from, where she lives?" And like the minute I said that, you see this wall size flag of the state of like the state of Texas flag, and I was like, oh, okay. So like it just made me think, when people say everything's bigger in Texas, it's like, yeah, that's a Texas statement. Like when you put your state flag in everywhere that you go, like you're wanting people to know where you're at. So
Oh yeah.
um I get it. I mean, Austin, given everything I've heard about Austin, it's a great place. Obviously, if it's bigger or smaller, it really doesn't matter. I think the mantra is going to fit the campus itself. So with that, obviously, whether it's bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. But there is a transition because you're talking about going from 16 hours away from home now 2 hours away from home. You're back in familiar area, some people. Like, tell me about the transition. Was it a quick easy transition, or was finding a place to stay and getting enrolled and doing that whole transfer thing, was that a difficult transition?
I think deciding was more difficult than actually going through it, and going to Austin. So it was really easy because the people in Austin and the staff made it super easy. My roommate now, Mari Singletary, she DM'd me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, do you need someone to move in or somewhere to move in?" Because her former roommate transferred. So that was really easy finding a new roommate because she reached out and was so welcoming. And I really do enjoy rooming with her. We're both very goofy and loud. And she just kind of showed me around Austin. So that was really helpful too. And connecting with my teammates was probably the hardest part because I don't know them really, and they don't know me besides me knowing, watching them play and then watching me play and just knowing Maddie and then getting their opinions from her. But
Reagan, don't fool yourself. They know who you are. let's be real. They know all about you.
But they
Um,
don't know me off the court, you know.
right, right. And that's different. That is definitely different when you go, you check a DM and you go, yeah, sure, I'll be your roommate. Like that's putting a lot of trust in somebody because you never know. And on the flip side, they never know what they're getting either. So it's got to be a good feeling to have people reach out and kind of pull you in and make you feel like you're at home. Um, what does your family say that now that you're just a few hours away?
Oh, they love it. They eat it up.
Are they having like a go bag packed for every moment that way? Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of trips coming up in their future, to Austin.
Oh yeah, I don't know about the pack, but my mom said today, she said, we're used to spending money once a year, like on 20 flights, and now it's only six. So they're good to go. They're
There
very
you go. They're going to put some drive time in, that's
Are
for
they, are
sure.
they going to go to the away match against LSU? Because I'm going to go check you out in Baton Rouge because Texas is a much further drive for me. I can get it done in 5. Obviously, we got guests from LSU, so that makes the most sense. So, yeah, if they're there, tell them I'd like to meet them because they've raised an outstanding young woman.
Oh, thank you. I think they will be there. My sister is in law school in Baton Rouge, so we usually make that like a family thing. So I will tell them for sure if you come to a game that y'all need to sit next to each
And
other.
look at that. We got a sister in law school in case, Daniel gets out of hand at one of these. No,
Ah,
that's actually me, but
you never know.
it was kind of nice to throw it towards Daniel, but it would be me that got in trouble.
Right? Yeah, she's got your back.
So what was the conversation like when you said, "Hey, I'm coming home, but as soon as I get home, I'm gonna turn around and go to Italy." So just so you know. No,
No, it was crazy. I actually graduated in December and then had time to talk to coaches during our winter break and then came to Austin in January. So it was a very quick turnaround. Um, Through the spring, I was training with them. We played sand volleyball. I competed in sand. So it's been go like since then. We finished sand around April and then we were going to Europe in May. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm going to Europe first time. And they're like, wow, this is gonna be good for you. So
so
they were happy I went, but they were worried at the same time.
well, tell me about it. Europe. Have you ever been out of the country before? Let's start with
I've
that.
been, yes, out of the country, but never out of the continent. So that
Okay.
was my first time overseas. And I really enjoyed it. We traveled to Turkey, Hungary, Slovenia, and Italy, and we played volleyball matches in between each travel day. And so it was really fun. Like we were in the gym practicing, but like right after practice, we would go and look at all this beautiful buildings and castles and just beautiful things that are in Europe. And one of my favorites was Slovenia. It was just so beautiful, like the views. You see mountains on top of mountains and these small, beautiful little villages in between the valleys. And so it was really nice. It was really eye-opening experience. I loved it.
See, it's those things that, those opportunities where I told my wife, I want my daughter to experience those things or at least have the opportunity or something because, you're a high level volleyball player and have you not been given, God-given gifts in working hard and putting forth the effort, that opportunity may have presented itself, but not like it did in this particular case. And so, with that, like when you're overseas, are you trying to like really take in and enjoy the fact that you're getting to not vacation, but to see some things? Or is it strictly, yeah, it's nice to see those things, but we're here for a purpose and that's, practice, getting better, seeing other competition?
Mhm. I think it was a really good balance. Our coach did a good job of letting us, explore and like prioritizing seeing everything and getting a chance to absorb it all. But when it came to practice, we tried to just be focused for those 2 hours or hour and a half or however long it was. And when we got off the court, it was like, go get dinner.
Go
And
eat.
yeah,
Let's go
be
eat.
free. And we really we did play a lot of volleyball, but at the same time, I feel like we did more like sightseeing and walking around and trying to enjoy the country because that's, like you said, a once in a lifetime chance, and we're always playing volleyball. So
Well, and then it's
Right.
a chemistry build, right? All the best teams that we see that we talk to, athletes, their teams do something like this. A lot of times it is, far away like that, but sometimes maybe it's somewhere in the United States. But you got to go somewhere and have that bonding, build that chemistry. Like you said, the sport's a part of it, but it feels like the girls getting acclimated with one each other, becoming friends. Because if you don't have unity off the court, it usually doesn't carry over to the court.
no, definitely. We spent a lot of time together. This was the chance for me to get to know my teammates like off the court, really, like behind the scenes. We spent 14 days like always together, either like in a small areas like a bus or we changed roommates. And so I got to know them very well. And like we had our little ups and downs, like girls being together for that long, like there's gonna be drama, but we all found a way to talk it through, which I think was the biggest thing because it built like our communication and just like what we stand for and like our standards.
What is the competition that you guys face like overseas? Was it eye opening? Was it, humbling? Was it you got work and you were clearly better? Like what's the situation when you go overseas?
I think it was different in every country. I would say Italy was definitely the best country that we played teams in, but mostly it was just scrimmages because those teams weren't in season and we were just kind of they invited us into their gym and they brought in some players. It wasn't like the biggest deal, but we kind of took it as a big deal because they're professional players and we're just collegiate players, and so we were just trying to prove ourselves and us prove ourselves to ourselves and our team. And yeah, I would say in Italy was the best competition, but like other leagues, like we played a smaller team in Turkey, and that was kind of a simpler game. So
Daniel, let me flip it to you. Let me ask you the question, Daniel. If Texas is coming in and they're the national champions in the United States, aren't you doing your best to hand them the business?
I mean, it to me, the athletic nature of anybody coming into your house should make you want to beat them. But there are environments with exhibitions and scrimmages where it's more, you're like there have been times where I've seen scrimmages where players have flip-flopped on and they've intermingled teams and you've like Texas would be part of the Italy team and like you would combine a team and kind of do different things just to get different experiences. But um outside of that, yeah, like I'm trying to beat everybody. Like you're not gonna come up in here and run things and you might be the national champions over in America, but here we run things. So but I'm sure it was a little bit different than that. I mean, obviously there's some competitive nature within the games, but I think at the end of it, you're just trying to get both teams better.
right.
Um, so obviously you're back, right? You're back in the States. You are getting ready and gearing up, I guess. It's summertime. I don't know if classes are around the corner or what you got going on, or if there's any kind of practice or workouts. But what we do know is the season will be here before you know it. It's almost basically right around the corner. But for you right now, what is the summer looking like?
So we just wrapped up our summer workouts, and so the whole month of June and half of July, we were working out on campus, getting together, like going really hard. Those workouts were something. But we trained really hard together. Summer school happened, and now we are off for the month of July, and we're just at home training, trying to get our final days with our families, travel, vacation before we start season. And I really like that format because I feel like I can calm myself and like focus on my mental health before going into season and like relaxing, being with my family, supportive, getting any downtime that I need, but still training at the same time. So it's a good balance before season, before
So
we start.
school wise, you've already graduated, right?
Right.
So what does your academic schedule look like? Are we talking master's level classes? Are we what are we doing? I mean,
Yeah,
obviously you
so
got
I
to be a full-time student of some degree. So like, what does that look like for you?
Yes, I'm taking master classes. I'm getting a certificate in strategic communications. And but like for summer school, there's no summer school. So I've just been off all summer.
Man,
Just trying to find different opportunities and NIL opportunities, working with different people. So like that's what I've been trying to use my time doing, and also doing privates in Houston and just giving back to that younger generation.
man, it's nice having a little bit of freedom in the summer, huh?
I'm not used to it. I've never not had summer school. So I was like, what do I even do with myself? Yeah. It's nice though.
Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Obviously, you guys will be hot and heavy here soon. But speaking of hot and heavy, Texas, now part of the SEC, what's considered the upper echelon conference. I mean, whether you agree with that statement or disagree with it, um, how excited are you? How excited is the team to make that transition and have, the competition maybe not be better or worse or, balanced, but just different.
Mhm. I think the team as a whole is like really excited for something new. I know they've gotten used to their competition in the Big 12. And so to be in the SEC with a little bit more competitive teams, we're really excited and just to see something new, get a new vibe. And for me, I think I'm just happy to be in the SEC again and just be with these high level teams that are really on the come up. Like I think of Georgia when I think of a team that's just totally transformed. Like the first time I played them, like I didn't really see them as a threat, but like now it's a huge transformation. And I love Sophie Fisher, and she's really been a huge part of that team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the depth of the SEC, if anything, right? Like there, when I look at your schedule and you go down the games, and I've seen a lot of these teams over the last couple of years, and we've interviewed girls. It's just there's not very many off weeks now. Like, and I'm sure that's something y'all embrace, right? The opportunity to like have heavy competition because that's how you mold champions. And obviously, Texas is a championship program, so I don't see y'all having any trouble with it. But as opposed to the Big 12, it's really just been top heavy. So I think it'll be good for the program overall.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you know how it is. Once you win it all, you become the target. So
Oh,
obviously there's a big target on the back going into this season. The biggest target I'm gonna ask you is, on October 13th, you travel to Kentucky.
yeah.
Is there more excitement, more nervousness? What are the emotions, or do you not know until maybe you step foot in, and you show up there and you're like, oh,
I don't think I'll know until I'm there and like really like, oh, I'm here. But right now it's just been a lot of excitement. I'm excited to see my old teammates, my staff, like they were family for 4 years. So of course I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see what Memorial Coliseum looks like because they definitely renovated it and there's AC in there now. So there's a lot to be excited for. I don't think there's much to be nervous about. Um, yeah, but me and Maddie Skinner have talked about it a lot because obviously we played there, and so we're just like, what do you think it'll be like? Like we talk about it a lot, and it's I'm excited for it.
Well, we got
I
Emma Grome coming up, so we'll ask her if
Oh yeah.
yeah.
she's excited to play you coming back in.
What I think will be strange is getting your mind to do a reset because you've been so accustomed to when you go into that arena, you've got the blue on, you've got the white on, like it's you're going to be surrounded, and now it's the opposite of that. So getting your brain trained to go, oh, I'm here, but now it's a little bit different. I
Right.
think that's kind of like the whole mindset piece is trying to get that shifted. I think that'll be you guys. You're a great competitor, you're a great volleyball player. I think that might be the most tricky part to navigate. But I think you're so good that I think once you get into it, you'll find the comfort and you'll kind of block everything out. Because I think most athletes when they're in it, like the what's surrounding them, like it kind of is a blur. It's all
No,
about like what's going on, so
no,
I could see that happening for you.
no, I still have moments of shocks like, oh, I'm wearing Texas right now. Like I'm at Texas. And so I think the first few games, like, okay, yeah, this is the
Yeah.
Texas volleyball that I'm playing. Like I'll get used to it as the season goes on, and I think I'll be ready by October 13th.
I'll be honest, I think you'll have a lot of fans, a lot of cheering in the stands because you're a 4-year player who was a part of the first national championship team. you've cemented yourself as a part of history there, and I think people will be happy for you. And Daniel, usually it's never the first time, right? If they were to meet a second time, that's when you know what the welcome's not there. Okay, we gave you your welcome party. Now you're the enemy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and if y'all met a
So you're
second
playing
time,
them in
obviously we're
the
talking postseason. So,
Yeah, yeah. Could come up.
Well, Reagan, before we hop into a game called this or that, obviously you played it before. Jim's going to take you through it. I just want to tell you, hey, you're amazing, and we wish you nothing but luck. Obviously, this is one of those seasons that I tell athletes that graduate, just enjoy it.
Mhm.
You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what the future holds, but what you do know is that this season is right here. So take advantage of it, enjoy it, take a step back, take it all in. Whatever we can do for you along the way, hey, let us know. We'll be happy to help.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I
Yeah.
know what the future holds. Professional volleyball. Look, I've seen
I
these
I
girls going.
realize, yeah, I realize that, but like the option, like
Oh,
I mean,
I know
she
what you're
just
saying.
sounds like Slovenia to me. She's a
Oh
big
no.
fan. She's a big fan of there.
I've seen
I
the
don't know about
kills. I've seen the kills that she throws down. I have no doubt in my mind that the next level's an option. But like you said, Daniel, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go. But like you said, we're going to play this or that. You know how it goes. You get two options. You choose one or the other. You can't say both. Can't say neither. You down to play again?
that. Yes.
Daniel, I get to flip it to you. You got the shirt on. I'm not at home. Who's this or that brought to us by?
This or that's brought to you by Chinook Seeds, the best seeds in the game, whether you're in the boardroom signing deals or you're on the baseball field doing your thing or you're Reagan, you're in the gym. You need a quick pick me up. You need a quick snack. Maybe you're in between games. Maybe you're in between sets. Who knows? Maybe you call a timeout just to get a little snack. Hey, get them 8 flavors, mild to wild, best seeds in the game. On top of that, you go and you got to pay extra for jumbo seeds. With Chinook, you're going to get jumbo seeds right out the pack. So, um, Smokehouse Barbecue, my favorite. Texas Smokehouse Barbecue, got to be a match, right?
Oh
Come on
yeah.
now, for sure. So
Well,
check
and
them
I
out.
just crossed through Texas, Daniel, getting here to New Mexico, and the old Bucky's was there, and sure enough, they had the big display of Chinook. And my wife thinks Bucky's is overrated. I said anywhere that has a full stock Chinook seedery stand is not overrated. So,
Hot
and
cake,
everything
hot
is bigger
take.
in Texas. Don't
I've
say it,
Right.
never
Daniel.
never been there, and it is so overrated.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna move on. We're
You
not
don't
gonna
know
argue.
until you
Tell them. How do you feel about it, Reagan?
Oh, I love Buc-ee's. That's my favorite
See,
stop on a road trip.
boom.
That's what I
She
look
knows,
forward
Daniel. All right, first question out the gate. Very important. Daniel, while you weren't here last episode, someone finally answered this the right way. But Reagan, cereal no milk or peanut butter no jelly?
to. Cereal, no milk.
Back to back. See,
Okay.
Daniel thinks peanut butter without jelly's fine, and I don't at all.
I don't think so either. I don't eat peanut butter, so
There you
I don't.
go.
I would do jelly without peanut butter.
Are
That
you
is a shame
allergic?
though
Are
as an
you
athlete.
allergic?
I am, yeah.
That's a shame. And what I feel bad for people who have nut allergies just because like peanut butter is so good,
Well,
Reagan.
that and it's a great
It
protein source for athletes.
I mean, you say that, but if I don't know what the equivalent would be. I don't know.
This guy likes peanut butter way too
I
much.
love peanut butter. I don't know what's your favorite thing to snack on?
Like popcorn, probably.
If you think popcorn is good, I like peanut butter is 35,000 times better than popcorn. And I
Really.
love some popcorn. No.
Not if the popcorn's made right. I have to disagree again. But moving on, would you rather have a fast car or a luxury car?
A luxury car.
All right. This next one's important to me. Would you rather have 15 kills and 15 blocks or 25 kills and 5 blocks?
15 kills and 15 blocks.
It's the right answer. I was curious. 25 would kind of tell me that you're a little egocentric. See, there you go. You're good, diverse. rounded team
That many
player there.
blocks would break records. That's what I was thinking.
All right. Would you rather go to the beach or go to a luxury pool?
Definitely the beach.
We have a lot of guests, surprisingly. I wonder if you have any of these friends. That's why I'm going to ask you that don't like the beach because they don't like the fact that they can't see their feet in the water. So they're pool people. Do you have any friends like that?
I do have friends like that, and the funny thing is they're both from Florida. Like they live right by the water, so maybe they know something I don't.
I don't know, Daniel. You're in Florida, man. Anything to be worried about?
I mean, not unless you're treading deep into deep waters. I mean, you're fine. If you stay
Speaking,
near the sand, you're in good shape.
well, speaking of waters, this has been a fun one, Reagan. Would you rather be trapped in a cave with a bear, or trapped in a swamp with an alligator?
Oh, trapped in a cave with a bear.
Yeah.
Some bears are friendly, aren't they?
Daniel, what is this? You're like the fifth guest now, Reagan. What bears do y'all know that are friendly?
You
Y'all
So,
know,
all
like,
think y'all
I
are gonna
guess it
make
depends what
friends.
bear, because there's a certain bear, like if you stay still, it won't attack you.
I mean,
There,
y'all are this Paddington movie's got y'all like confused on bears. Like it ain't Ted, it ain't Paddington. We're talking about grizzly bear. We're talking about
well,
brown bear, black bear. We're
okay,
talking
well,
about
if
eat
it's
you.
aggressive, I'd still rather be in the cave. I don't know.
Absolutely no. That's still the right answer, but it's still funny
Okay.
because I've thought about retiring this question because no one ever picks the other one. But I still like hearing every one of y'all think that y'all are gonna make friends with the bears. Is gonna feed it. I mean, we've had everything.
Yeah, I don't
All
know.
right. This next question is interesting because Daniel wasn't here the first time, and he told me he was an instant fan of you because I told you in real time that on the money question, you were only like the 10th person. And since we had you on here, only like two have joined you out of like the 100 we've had since then. So it's like 12 guests overall who have taken the money, but now I get to up the ante with you. So now
Okay.
you can win a national championship at Texas, and you'll have one at two different schools. And so two national championships. Would you rather have that or $10 million?
Mm, I still would rather have a championship at Texas.
So you'd rather have the two national championships over $10 million?
Yeah. Did
She
I
doesn't
say
sound
money
convincing.
last time?
You said money last time.
Oh, I guess I've changed. I don't know.
Daniel, I'm disappointed. I thought she's gonna just go with money again. What about
Um,
20 million?
I would walk away with 20 million.
There you go. We got a second championship. We got to add extra money.
cool. Give me the money. Give me the money.
Yeah.
I mean, give me that cash. Let me
No, what if
call it a
Reagan? I
day.
remember it like it was yesterday. You told me that in your future, there's no guarantees with the profession you have that you can make that kind of money. And so you were like, I'll take $10 million. But there's a big difference between one championship and two, especially being two at two different schools. I'm sure the list is very short. I don't even know if it has been done. If y'all get it done, I'm sure it'll be you and Maddie would probably be the only ones. We'll have to look
Yeah.
that up.
There's a few. It's a very short list, but there's definitely a few. And so I think being on that list would be pretty cool. It could bring me some money.
Yeah.
Look, you can win the national championship. Just don't win in Baton Rouge, and we'll be okay. Okay, because I need my girl Journey Robinson to get the W while I'm there.
We'll see about that.
What did you? Hey, let me ask you. She was a freshman. She was young. She definitely showed a lot of excitement. But I watched, and as somebody who doesn't know volleyball like a lot, I could still tell mistakes. But what did you think of her growth? I know you had to pay attention. SEC freshman year. Like, were you really impressed by Journey Robinson and her game?
I was. I did. I don't remember. I don't think I played LSU last year because of my eye
Yeah,
injury. But just watching her, like she's very raw and has so much potential. So I'm excited to see where she goes in the SEC. And like I think she'll be doing a lot for LSU.
awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting either way. Reagan, anything you want to plug or promote before you bounce?
Um, I'm just gonna promote myself because that's all that I can bring to the table is just be my true authentic self. And so I'm just really glad that y'all had me on this podcast. And I hope that y'all, the people listening, will take some time to really dive into women's sports and volleyball and Texas volleyball and Reagan Rutherford. Hopefully you become a fan.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Check her out on socials. Check her out. Longhorn Network, SEC Network, all the networks, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN News, ESPN Plus. Check her out everywhere. Um, Reagan, when do you guys open? I know you know.
Our first game is the first weekend in September, and we will be in Wisconsin playing a tournament with Wisconsin, Stanford, and Minnesota. So full
That's
guns straight
Yep,
off the bat.
back to back games on the first and the second against Wisconsin, Minnesota. Yep.
Mhm.
let's go out the gates with a bang. That's the only
Yeah,
way to do it.
yeah,
Well,
I'm
Reagan,
excited.
we wish you a happy, safe, successful season. Like I said, win it all, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about that too.
Let's talk about it.
That's right. That's
Right.
Ray. That's Reagan Rutherford. Everybody, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we got to talk Olympics. We got to talk MLB All Star Game. We got some headlines to unpack and discuss. So just stick around, and we'll be back.